Okay. Next up, do we have any public comments?
Yes, Vice Chair, we do have public comments. We have received a total of 8 public comments, which I am ready to read into the record.
Okay, and let me just, before that, for public comments, in conformance with the Brown Act and California Executive Order N-29-20, a total of 15 minutes is provided so members of the public can participate in the meeting by submitting comments as provided on the front page of this agenda. The minutes clerk will read comments and requested up to a total of 15 minutes. All other comments requested to be read by the minutes clerk will trail until the end of the meeting. In conformance with the Brown Act, no commission act can occur on these items. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chair. First is from Daniel Hofschi. I'm a resident in the Terramar neighborhood in Carlsbad. I'm writing to express my concerns about pedestrian safety, specifically on Cerezo Drive between Carlsbad Boulevard and Los Robles Drive. Our neighborhood is adjacent to a popular beach destination, and we receive a significant amount of beach traffic and parking year-round. We also experience cut-through traffic when Carlsbad Boulevard gets backed up. The main beach access is via the crosswalk at Cerezo Drive and Carlsbad Boulevard. Unfortunately, there is no sidewalk on Cerezo Drive. Additionally, there is street parking on both sides of the street on Cerezo Drive between Carlsbad Boulevard and Los Robles. This creates a very dangerous situation. This forces pedestrians to have to walk in the middle of the street to get to the crosswalk. Vehicles travel very fast, turning onto Cerezo Drive, sometimes just to cut through the neighborhood. On a weekly, if not daily basis, there is a close call to pedestrians walking in the middle of the street on Cerezo. I'm requesting that action is taken to make this corner safe for pedestrians before someone is seriously hurt or killed. A very simple remedy would be to make a no parking available on the south side of Cerezo between Carlsbad Boulevard and Los Robles Drive. This will eliminate 2 to 3 parking spots. An alternative solution would be to build a sidewalk on that section of Cerezo Drive. I'm requesting that you please include my concerns and email in the upcoming Traffic and Mobility Commission meeting scheduled for June 7th, 2021. I've attached a map and Google Street View showing the area I'm referencing. If you have any recommendations on how to move forward with my concerns, please let me know. I can provide additional photos or videos available upon request to demonstrate my concerns. Thank you for your time and consideration. Daniel Hofschi. Second item is from Robin H.E. I'm a resident of Terramar community and I live on Los Robles Drive. The safety of our kids and community is at risk every single day. Cerezo Drive feels like a boulevard. It is way too small of a street and it literally feels like an actual intersection trying to navigate it. Terrible blind spots from parked cars, surfers with their doors open, putting their wetsuits on in the street, people doing U-turns and so forth. The flow of traffic is absurd. By 9 a.m. on Thursday, both sides of Cerezo were lined up with cars and up and down. Cars have to drive in the opposite lane to get around. It is so hazardous and barely any room for cars on the road, let alone pedestrians trying to navigate. It is absolutely terrifying. Enough is enough. Please help us get no parking signs on Cerezo Drive, both sides, and crosswalks on Cerezo Drive and Los Robles and El Arbol. Putting in a possible 4-way stop sign is great, but not enough. If we eliminate parking, it will greatly decrease the amount of turnarounds. I'm a mother and I have 2 young kids, ages 6 and 4. The anxiety I feel to every single day, just going for a walk or to the beach with my kids, overrides my joy for living in this beautiful community. There are numerous families in our community that feel the exact same way. This is urgent. Summer is here. Please, our lives are at risk every day. It's sad. In addition to the needs on Cerezo Drive, our streets are also missing and needing the following: a red curb on the corner entrance of Cannon, Los Robles, and Cannon and El Arbor. Cars come flying into our neighborhood and there is no visibility because cars are allowed to park right there. Cannot tell you how many times we've almost gotten hit. Visible speed limit signs, other slow down signs, speed bumps. Often people come through at 40 to 50, over 50 miles an hour. As a mother, I am not willing to sit back and let this keep going. Terramar is beautiful and sacred community, not to mention extremely expensive to live in. Surely we can provide the necessary safety precautions to protect the residents. These videos were taken a couple months ago. Now it's summer and conditions are even more at peak times. You will get the idea of what it's like though. And I will quickly share the video here that she has provided. Okay, next is from Carol Skurlock. The intersection of Cerezo and Los Robles in the Terramar neighborhood has a large percentage of cars going east, making U-turns to go back to Carlsbad Boulevard for parking. Cars travel quickly because they want to catch the green light at the boulevard to turn south. Cerezo is an extremely dangerous street due to parking on the north and south sides. Surfers with open doors and boards onto the street, families walking in the street to the beach, and on and on. No sidewalks and fast surfer and tourist traffic make for fatalities waiting to happen. I walk every day on that street and know full well the dangers. This afternoon was so close, I truly thought that they collided and I had just been right there walking our dog. I talk with lots of surfers and beachgoers everywhere without exception believes the area needs a four-way stop. Someone in the city responded that traffic would back up to the boulevard. That could happen if a signal were put in, but not with stop signs. It's just stop and go. Traffic would flow easily and safely. Please, oh please listen to reasoning and help get this done. Fourth, from Linda Daniels. As a resident of Carlsbad and an owner of a mountain bike and a street bike, I was also considering an electric bike to cut down on carbon emissions in Carlsbad. However, I do not feel safe as the bike lanes are not well marked as they are in Encinitas. Their green sharrows and bright green paint make it much safer. Promoting the use of all types of bikes could have a dramatic effect on the Carlsbad residents. Exercise is healthy, no gym membership required, and GHG emissions would be reduced for easier breathing. I'm suggesting that all bike lanes be painted bright green with an image of a bicycle at intervals in the lane. Signage is needed for motorists, which will alert drivers to the presence of the bike lanes and need to keep 3 feet clearance to bikers. As I live in Old Carlsbad, going downtown would be easy and require no need for a parking space, allowing our tourists easier parking. I think that if we gave the Carlsbad residents the ability to ride safely on the entire coast highway in Carlsbad, we would see more cyclists, have a healthier community, and we would contribute less GHG emissions. I'm a member of the Sierra Club MyGen branch in Carlsbad and understand we have challenged your department to repaint the existing bike lanes and add the sharrows and signage. Please act on this. Our city needs visible safe bike lanes. Thank you for your attention. Linda Daniels. Next is from Brenda and Paul Washiko. We are residents in the Terramar neighborhood in Carlsbad. We are writing to express our concerns about pedestrian safety on Cerezo Drive between Carlsbad Boulevard and Los Robles Drive. Our neighborhood is adjacent to the popular beach destinations and we receive a significant amount of beach traffic and parking year-round. We also experience cut-through traffic when Carlsbad Boulevard gets backed up. The main beach access is via the crosswalk at Cerezo Drive and Carlsbad Boulevard. Unfortunately, there is no sidewalk on Cerezo Drive. Additionally, there is street parking on both sides of the street. This creates a very dangerous situation. This forces pedestrians to have to walk in the middle of the street to get to the crosswalk. Vehicles travel very fast, turning onto Cerezo Drive, sometimes just to cut through the neighborhood. On a daily basis, there's a close call to pedestrians walking in the middle of the street on Cerezo Drive. We are requesting that action is taken to make this corner safe for pedestrians before someone is seriously hurt or killed. A very simple remedy would be to make no parking available on the south side of Cerezo between Carlsbad Boulevard and Los Robles Drive. This will eliminate 2 to 3 parking spots. Next is from Brad Smith. We have been residents on Los Robles Drive for 10 years. We are adjacent to Cerezo Drive. Much has changed over the last few years with beach parking, people sleeping in their vehicles and speeding through the neighborhood. The stretch of Cerezo Drive from Carlsbad Boulevard to Los Robles is a very dangerous situation. Beachgoers who live or park in the neighborhood are literally risking their lives to make it to the crosswalk. There are no sidewalks when cars are parked on Cerezo constantly. The only access for pedestrians is in the middle of the street. This issue is magnified by the northbound vehicular traffic lane traffic that cut through the neighborhood to avoid traffic on Carlsbad Boulevard. Vehicles consistently turn quickly onto Cerezo Drive from Carlsbad Boulevard, then left on Los Robles at high rates of speed, or they use the intersection of Cerezo Drive and Los Robles as a roundabout. People continue to flock to the neighborhood to sleep in their cars and vans. This issue has grown considerably in the last few years, and there has been no enforcement to discourage this situation. The byproduct of this situation is a constant source of human waste, and general disrespect for the neighborhood. There is also an uneasy feeling for folks in the neighborhood that are concerned about the safety of their children. Beachgoers park in the neighborhood to access the beach. Unfortunately, there is very little street parking for residents, guests, delivery trucks, construction, and home maintenance services. The beach parking starts at first light and can go well into the night. Beachgoers park in front of mailboxes, leave trash behind, barbecue on the streets, gather to hang out, play loud music, utilize front yards for beach preparations, etc. I know there are many variables to these situations and government agency frameworks, yet we as a neighborhood are highly frustrated and need to make headway on some solutions. I recognize there will be many experienced people discussing these situations, but I would like to make a couple of suggestions as one of the people that deal with this every single day. First, paint the curbs red on Cerezo Drive from Carlsbad Boulevard to Los Robles Drive, or install a sidewalk. Second, create a parking permit for the resident in the area. This is done in several beach communities in Southern California that have beach access points within residential neighborhoods. We appreciate the City of Carlsbad taking the time to review the situation. We are ready to work on solutions. These issues have been mounting for some time now and getting worse. The next is from Diane Berry. I am a concerned resident who lives in Terramar on Los Robles Drive in a neighborhood of Robin H.E. I definitely support enforcing stricter rules for driving and parking in our neighborhood. Below are some items of concerns and a few suggestions. Thank you so much for getting involved, and we appreciate all that you can do for us. I'm sure if you were experiencing this in your neighborhood, you would want something to be done. Please include my concerns in the T&MC meeting record. First, in regards to overnight day use parking concerns. People living out of their cars use the bamboo as bathroom on Cerezo. Leave trash, excrement, condoms, cigarette butts, vaping cartridges. Beachgoers using residents' front yards for picnics and barbecues. Blocking driveways. Elderly residents was bullied while trying to pull into his driveway. He inched closer to his block driveway and the men started to threaten him. Parking in front of the homes for the whole day. Changing out of wetsuits in yards, leaving trash, damaging landscape and irrigation. The recommendation would be to have a 1 to 2 hour limit on parking, Terramar resident parking permit parking, and no parking between 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Car needs a Terramar permit. See San Clemente's parking permit instructions, and she has provided a link here. Next, in regards to pedestrian resident concerns, observing U-turns at Cerezo, Los Robles, and El Arbo. Drivers do this quickly without looking. AM commuters trying to bypass Cannon Light, and PM commuters anytime the boulevard is backed up. Tense, threatening confrontations, flagging drivers to slow down. Speeders will flip a finger and yell. Verbal confrontation in front of our house. Cars at Manzano, dead end during sunset, drinking, smoking, loud music. Trash are a concern. No parking signs, but no one there to enforce. And cars on Cerezo block pedestrians. Cars don't see us when they are turning into our neighborhood. This is dangerous for all pedestrians. Her recommendations are to have no left turns from Cannon at Los Robles El Arbo between 6 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. No right turns onto Cerezo between 3:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Carlsbad police to sit in the neighborhood during times above. Speed bumps, they were installed on Donna Drive. Lower speed limit, spray speed limit on the road, radar sign showing speed. No U-turns at Cerezo, Los Robles, and El Arbo. And the next is from Joni Johnson. As a former member of the Traffic and Mobility Commission and a 40-year resident of Terramar, I'm requesting the following changes be made to the city's residential traffic management program. First, include beach proximity to the program's scoring criteria. The current residential traffic calming program addresses parks and school proximity, but does not address beaches, very large park. While parks and schools are important, they do not have a 7-day-a-week traffic. The program also cites monitoring traffic weekdays only. Please note, last week, the city erected traffic monitoring equipment with cameras at 2 intersections in our neighborhood. The equipment appeared before 7 a.m. on Tuesday and was removed before 7 a.m. on Wednesday. When asked what the purpose of the equipment was, I was told to determine if a need for a 4-way stop sign was warranted, which I find ironic because it's an unwritten rule that stop signs are an ineffective method to calm traffic. Please note the stop sign at El Arbol and Cerezo was removed years ago and replaced with a yield sign. When asked why, the traffic engineer stated stop signs don't guarantee stops. Second, to expand monitoring to include weekends. Carlsbad has a 7-mile coastline. Everyone knows the beach brings traffic, especially on the weekend. To ignore this factor does not present a true complete picture. Keep in mind, incomplete surveys are presented to management traffic commissions to base their decisions. For many years, Terramar has reported problems with speeding, U-turns, overnight parking, etc. to no avail, primarily because the monitoring was performed on weekdays. I urge you to start incorporating and adding these factors and procedures. The plan is 10 years old and desperately needs these additions. Thank you, Johnny Johnson. That concludes the public comments.
Thank you, Mr. Schmidt.